Modern life. Between careers, kids, and health, it can be mayhem. That's why we're here. I'm Dr. Lisa Varghese-Kroll.
And I'm Dr. Lanre Falusi. We're physicians, moms, and longtime friends who break it all down for you. Wondering how to juggle all the balls and still stay sane? Looking for advice but don't want to be overwhelmed?
Curious about how to make the most out of life for your family but enjoy it at the same time? You're in the right place. Welcome to Health and Home with the Hippocratic hosts. On our premiere episode, we introduce ourselves and share the history of our long friendship. How did we meet? How did we bond? And how did this podcast come to be? Hello, Lanre.
Hello, Lisa.
It is great to be with you today. We have been talking about doing this for a long time, and I'm so excited to finally be recording this with you.
Me too. So exciting. And I have to say, this is a little bit of a selfish endeavor because it means I get to spend time with my longtime friend of how many years now? I'm almost afraid to count.
More than half our lives.
Let's
leave it at that.
Yes. Right.
So let's introduce ourselves and tell everyone a little bit about what we're hoping to accomplish with this podcast. I'm Dr. Lisa Varghese-Kroll, and I'm a physiatrist or a specialist in physical medicine and rehabilitation, which is a specialty that focuses on the non-surgical treatment of nerve, bone, and muscle disorders. I'm also a mom. I'm married, and I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son.
And I'm Lanre Falusi. I'm a pediatrician. I love kids, obviously, and have two of my own. One is a 4-year-old girl who is the CEO of our household, or at least she is, and a 14-month-old who I think might be following in her footsteps.
Lucky you.
In that sense, lucky me. And I have a husband who's surrounded by girls. He's definitely a girl dad, and is surviving each day just fine. And so in my work in pediatrics, I see kids and families and have that pleasure, really privilege, I should say, of seeing them, and also do some teaching and other work. But that's kind of where this podcast started, just with us reflecting on our lives, on sort of having full-time jobs and with kids, and feel like it's really 12 full-time jobs when you add it all together, right? And figure out how to balance everything. And wanting to share advice with others and to learn from you all as well.
Exactly. Feeling like if we were going through some of these things, other working parents or parents in the home are probably also going through similar things. So we were excited about the opportunity to share some of our expertise and learn along the way. So Lanre, how do we know each other? How did this all get started, this Lisa Lanre era? Do you remember?
Oh, yes. Many stories ago. We were 17, 18 years old, our freshman year of college, our first day of our freshman year of college. We were in the same dorm, on the same floor, a few doors down from each other. And we first met that first evening where our RA, the resident advisor, had us all sit around to get to know each other, play a little game. So all these very, probably like very anxious, like teenage girls sitting around, trying to figure out who's going to be like the cool one and how do you make yourself feel cool. And we all had to kind of go around and say an adjective that started with the same letter as our name and something that describes us. So I was something like laughing Lanre or laid back Lanre or something like that. And then you had to go back and say the name and adjective of every girl before you. So I remembered maybe like half of the names, and I was only probably about a third of the way around the circle. Lisa was towards the end and like miraculously remembered everyone's name. And I just remember thinking, she not only has a great memory, clearly is a good listener, and none of those things have changed over the, let's just say, again, 20 plus years that we've known each other. And she's still a fantastic listener, a great person to talk with, to share celebrations with, to share difficult times with. And I'm really excited to be on this podcast together as we sort of share our lives and our experiences with you all.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I could see the exact same thing. My goodness, Lanre, from that first night, and this was the first night we were all living away from our families. So what a major milestone in our lives to be the first day that we met. And from that first day, I knew that Lanre was brilliant, hilarious, a great friend, and always up for an adventure. So
Oh, the
it's hard to
adventure.
know which to choose from, really, to share in this our inaugural episode. But I will say that our friendship was started that night, but oh, it was cemented a few weeks later when a few girls on our floor decided to play an epic prank on a boys' floor in our same dorm. And my goodness, it was planned and timed like a shuttle launch. We snuck over there at 2 o'clock in the morning. We threw pantyhose all over. We wrote ridiculous messages on their whiteboards. We hid their couch cushions. I mean, whatever like PG rated prank things you can imagine, we did that to their dorm. I mean, to their floor. And what I'm most proud of is that us 17 and 18-year-old girls, we kept entirely straight faces the next morning in the dining hall. So stoic.
We were so
And
good.
in fact, we kept that secret the entire year until we ourselves decided to disclose that we had been the culprits. Just we couldn't let freshman year end without
Couldn't
taking
hold it in
credit,
any
okay,
longer.
for this amazing accomplishment, which it really was. I mean, there was security in this dorm, but going through that with Lonry and seeing what an amazing co-conspirator she was, I knew that this was just the beginning of many adventures. And lo, we have had those adventures, have we not? We
Oh, yes. Have we not? We became roommates after our first year. We lived together for 3 years of college. We went to the same medical school and lived together for 2 years in medical
yes.
school. We did end up going to residency in separate states, but somehow have now found our way back together and living pretty close to one another. Our kids are growing up together, which is just fantastic. And
Exactly.
hopefully they don't think that their moms are too crazy. I mean, they
Yeah, I
do. They
mean,
totally
that
do.
ship has sailed. That's just the
Yeah, yeah.
reality. We accept that. But
Lost that
you know
battle.
what? We may be able to get a discount on group therapy for them,
Oh,
as adults.
yes.
So, really,
Oh,
silver
yes.
lining. So, with this rich history, we really felt, as doctors and as moms, we wanted the chance to both of us being interested in sharing with others, both really having a passion for education and communication. We wanted to really start this to fill the niche of providing advice and sharing our experiences on all things health, parenting, and life, because that's really a Venn diagram that almost all of us fit into in one sphere or another, if not multiple. We want to be those friends that you can count on for advice that you can rely on.
Right. And really, we're all connected in all of this. So, if there's one thing that we've learned over our lives is that you can start off in very different places. So, we were both born on different continents, right?
Right.
And somehow like found our way, into friendship. And as we are talking with you all, you're all coming from different places, but recognizing that we are all trying to figure this out together, right? We can't figure this out on our own. So, kind of working together, sharing our experiences, sharing ideas, I think is really how we'll make it through parenting and our jobs and doing the best for our kids and our other loved ones.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. So, thank you so much for listening to our first episode, for getting to know us a little better. And we are very excited to go on this journey with you. And we hope you'll continue to tune in. So, our next episode will be our first full length episode. And we'll be talking about the topic that's on everyone's minds. The past few weeks have been unprecedented for all of us, perhaps the first time in history that the entire planet is facing something together. As you know, everyone is talking about the coronavirus. So, how do you understand the facts and protect your family without giving in to anxiety or panic? Join us as we break down what you need to know.
Thanks for listening to Health at Home with the Hippocratic hosts. Remember that all views expressed here are our own, not our employers, and all content is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as medical advice, nor the establishment of a doctor-patient relationship. Always consult your own physician or healthcare team for any medical issues.
If you enjoyed this episode, please rate us, subscribe, and tell a friend. And check out our website at www.hippocratichosts.com for show notes on this and all our episodes. Can't wait to chat with you next time.